Good evening. My name is Nadine Pierre, and welcome to Interlude. I will begin with an opening prayer. As we enter a new year, what will spring forth? What will we uncover or discover? What are you willing to transform? What will you create? Let's take a couple of deep breaths. It's time to remember and recognize who we truly are. We are one with our source. There is only one source of all there is. The divine wisdom and guidance that moves through this universe and through our earthly bodies. All that we need lies within. You are ready. E.E. Cummins said, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." And Maya Angelou said, "Without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue with consistency. We can't be kind, true, merciful, generous, or honest. You are prepared for the discovery, for the perpetual world of discovery. This year is an opportunity for each of us. An opportunity for me to transform and create who I am in the world. I breathe in love. I breathe out fear. I know this journey will take something. It will call on me to summon bold courage. I breathe in love. I breathe out fear. This journey will have me call on being my authentic self, being truthful, being vulnerable. I breathe in love. I breathe out fear. I know this journey will take me to a true me. And I embrace the adventure because I am worth it. And so it is.
It's beautiful. Good evening and Happy New Year. My name is Reverend Nina Clark and I am the Associate Minister here at Unity in Lynnwood. Welcome to Interlude, our midweek service where you can take a midweek breath and recenter and the truth of who you are. So here we are at the top of a year again, and I like to think of it as the top of the year because when I think of it as the bottom of the year, which could work just as well, I find myself squinting at this image of an arduous climb towards December with steep inclines and hanging off the side of cliff faces, complete with crampons and ropes. And I decided I prefer an image of me standing on a hill with a vista of the rest of the year spread out in front of me like an open road. And from this eagle-eye vantage point, each month holds intrigue and promise, mystery and adventure. I know that I will pass through each of these months, even though, as we all know, that they're just mental constructs. But since we're playing the Earth game, I know that I will pass through each of these months. But I don't yet know what they will hold in store for me. They are as yet blank pages waiting for me to write on them or to live into them. And this reminds me of the song Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, which I think is perfect for the beginning of a year, or really any time that we're choosing to begin again. I won't sing it for you. You're welcome. But I will share some of the lyrics. Feel free to look it up on YouTube if you're not familiar with it. It's quite a catchy tune. Some of the lyrics are, I am unwritten. I'm undefined. I'm just beginning. The pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. This starting with the blank page, I think, is, at least for me, a better way to start New Year than with a bunch of resolutions. Resolutions feel to me like I'm fixing something that's wrong with me. For example, do more of something I feel that I don't do enough of. Why? Because I feel bad about myself that I don't do more of whatever it is. Or I can resolve to do less of something or stop it altogether because I'll be a better person if I stop doing those things, which implies that I'm not as good as I could or should be. And starting off from this place of should and not enoughness tends to result, at least for me, in not being so resolute about my resolutions. But a blank slate, a pristine page, unwritten, months of blank pages rolled out in front of us, just begging for us to write on them. And we don't have to plan them all out. We can't, since life has a way of changing our plans anyway. Did any one of us see a pandemic coming? So perhaps not trying to scribe every detail, but instead bringing ourselves more fully present to each day as we move through the year. Maybe that's a better way to start a new year or a new day, no matter what time of year it is. Starting this way with a blank slate doesn't tell me that something's wrong with me, but instead calls me into a greater expression of the who that I already am, but don't know fully yet. It allows for adventure and mystery. It calls forth curiosity, listening, discovery, courage, and delight in my own unfolding and learning. One such time for me was when I accepted a job at a summer camp in Maine after graduating from college. I was hired to be the drama counselor, and even though my experience in college theater had not ever included acting or directing, instead of continuing the story of my past, which would have included the words, but I can't, but I don't have the experience, but I never, I took out a new blank piece of paper smoothed it out, and wrote, "What if?" And I opened my arms wide to the adventure of showing up and not letting my old patterns take over the story. I had no idea what was to come, and the result was more than I could have ever anticipated. Not knowing any better, I selected a 4-act musical with an epilogue and a prologue. This for a summer camp production. I searched high and low, but couldn't find the musical score that should have been with the script. But since my blank page only had the words, "What if?" on it, I had the insight to talk with a music counselor. And it turned out that she had the skill to write the music, and so she did. The kids were excited by the challenge, and they all pulled together to make the costumes in the set. But the most wonderful part of the experience occurred about halfway through the summer. The cast, -1, came to me and asked me to tell the missing member, we'll call her Sarah, that she needed to step out. They felt that she was stiff and robotic and unable to bring her character to life, and thus would ruin the show. I listened, and when they finally fell silent, I told them that we were a team, and that their job was not to run Sarah down, but to help her to be the best character that she could be. I asked them to brainstorm strategies with me about how best to support her, and when we were done, they were so excited about helping her be her best. And they stayed supportive, even though Sarah's acting remained robotic and stiff. And then the night of the show, when all the parents were there visiting at the very end of camp, something magical happened, and Sarah came to life. She stepped onto the stage, and her character was round and full of life, and she did the most amazing job. And when the curtain fell, the rest of the cast fell on her with hugs of praise and so much love, and she glowed with a newfound confidence. And I learned later that the camp owners were skeptical that it could even be pulled off in the first place. The camp is only 7 weeks long, because that length of play had never been attempted before. But they were kind of a supportive mindset, and they never let on. I didn't know that it couldn't be done, so it could. There was no way that I could have predicted the events that unfolded by beginning that summer with a clean sheet of paper. But I can tell you that none of them would have happened if I had just turned the page in the smudged and stained notebook that had been my life to date, and just wrote again, repeating my old list of why X, Y, or Z wasn't possible. So why am I sharing this with you tonight? It's simple. Because you matter. You are important. You make a difference. You may already know this, but maybe you don't quite believe it yet. Go ahead and just take that in for a moment. Who you are, what you do, and how you do it makes a difference. You matter. The question is, are you being and doing consciously or unconsciously? Are you dragging around old notebooks filled with all the fearful reasons of why you can't or shouldn't, why you're not enough or don't deserve, or are filled with lengthy explanations of why something can't be any other way than it is? How about entertaining this question? How do you want to matter? What kind of difference do you want to make? It doesn't have to be big, but it can be. Author Vern McClellan writes, "What the new year brings to you will depend a great deal on what you bring to the new year." So let's bring a fresh sheet of paper and maybe even a brand new pen to this new year. Instead of starting from a consciousness of correction, either adding what we think will make us new and improved or removing that which we think doesn't make us so hot right now, what if instead we throw open the dirty window in our mind that is smudged with our believed-in limitations and can't-dos, our inhibitions and preconceptions, and allow the brilliant light of truth to show us what's possible? Run your fingers over that smooth sheet of paper in front of you. Close your eyes and open yourself to possibility. Be fully present to the truth that we are truly unlimited. That by not rewriting our past on today's blank sheet of paper, a road of adventure and mystery and new possibilities open up before us. Let us choose today, in this moment, that our past will no longer dictate our future. Now, will you settle into your chair or recliner, floor or bed, sitting or lying down, and close your eyes. Take a breath in and scrunch the muscles of your face. And as you exhale, allow your facial muscles to relax and soften. Breathe into your chest, and as you exhale, allow your chest and ribs to relax and soften. Breathe into your abdomen, and as you exhale, allow your abdomen to relax and soften. Breathe in and tighten your legs and your bottom, and as you exhale, allow your legs and bottom to relax and soften. Breathe in and scrunch your feet, and as you exhale, allow your legs and your feet to relax and soften. Bring your attention to your breath, and by doing so, allow yourself to come into this present moment. I invite you to imagine that you're at the beach. It's early morning, sunrise. The sky is breathtakingly beautiful. Peach and orange and yellow. The sky waking up in varying hues of blue, cotton candy clouds floating serenely overhead. Breathe in the fresh salt air. Feel it invigorate you. Notice how alive it makes you feel just breathing in the fresh dawn air. As you turn to walk slowly along the water's edge, you feel light and peaceful, your stride easy and graceful. And now you come upon a bonfire. As you reach it, notice that there are 3 old notebooks lying in a pile next to it. You recognize them. They are well worn, and you know, without opening them, that they hold all of the times that you've said, I can't, or I don't deserve, or this is the only way, or I'm not enough, or I'm not worth it. These notebooks contain that litany that goes round and round and round in your head and keeps you from seeing new possibilities. Pick the top one up, bless it, and toss it in the fire. This is effortless. No resolutions to make. Just toss the notebook into the fire and watch the pages curl into ash. Pick up the next notebook, bless it, and toss it into the fire. Again, this is effortless. There are no resolutions to make. Just toss the notebook into the fire and watch the pages curl into ash. Pick up the last notebook, bless it, and toss it in the fire. Again, this is effortless. No resolutions to make. Just toss the notebook into the fire and watch the pages curl into ash. And as the pages of the last notebook curl into ash, you notice a fresh notebook on the sand at your feet. A pen is clipped to the cover. You sit on the warm sand next to the fire and open the notebook. The first page is smooth and crisp and clean. It is waiting for you to write. No one else can write the words that you will write. No one else can matter in the same way that you will matter. No one else can make the unique difference that you can make. Pull the pen off of the cover and click it. What will you write? Listen to what's in your heart. Don't be afraid. Open yourself to inspiration. Open yourself to the wisdom that lives in and as you. Prepare to live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. What will you write? your attention back to the room that you are in. Breathe. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, allow your eyes to open. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Nina, for that inspiring message. If you would like to donate tonight, there are some easy ways to do so. There's text to give. You can go to our website and click on the donate button, or you can mail us a check. And as always, we thank you for your generosity. As we close this time together, let's take some breaths. Some deep breaths. These are profound times that require profound discovery, transformation, and bold, audacious love. All mixed in with some vulnerability and courage. So as I encounter opportunities to grow, opportunities that would have me pause, to look in the mirror, to see myself, I may shut my eyes, but only for a moment, to gather my courage, my truth, and I breathe deeply to remember my oneness with my source. That I possess all that I seek. That I have the wisdom within me to call upon the guidance I seek. And activate the power to take the next step forward. I am fundamentally limitless, wildly powerful, inherently worthy, and fully supported. I acknowledge the clear path ahead as I create my world. And so it is.